I want to talk now about really where we are as a market right now. What are some of the actual stats? What trajectory are we on? And I will say very quickly that these next 30, 45 days will be very important for the overall trajectory of our market. This is when really we are at its busiest. Most people are getting ready to or talking to real estate agents to start putting their home on the market. Buyers are coming out of the woodwork. It's just a great time to be busy in this market, but seasonally, it's the spring season, right? It's when we see the hottest activity in our market, and so I'll be curious to see how we end this month and how we end April in comparison to years past. But here's some stats to just help you guys understand where we are. And the first thing is that market-wide, we've seen about 5% less closings than we did this time last year, right? So things are slowing down a little bit. On top of that, prices are down about 1% from this time last year, right? So the median sales price in February of last year was $418. Now we're at $415. Not a huge deal, but certainly not the rapid appreciation that we've seen in years past, right? Now, a few other things that I really look at, okay? First is just inventory. How many homes are for sale at any given point in time, and how quickly are we absorbing that inventory, right? The absorption rate or the month's supply of inventory is really how we measure the health of a real estate market. We could be putting a ton of properties on the market, and if we're purchasing them all, right, we're absorbing that inventory, then it's all good. But if we keep putting more and more homes on the market and demand is simply not there, then those homes tend to sit on the market for longer. They tend to sell for lower than where they were listed. There's more negotiability. And so that's kind of where we are right now. It's like I said at the end of last year, this is going to be a fairly boring, normal real estate market. And that's okay. You know, we don't need for every year in real estate to be this huge drama queen, right? But inventory, it's up almost 10% from this time last year. We've got about 400-ish more homes on the market than we did. Properties aren't getting as much in years past. You know, this past February, we were getting over like 96.5% of our asking price. Now it's down like 95.5%. And properties are taking longer to sell. You know, market wide, it went from 59 to 60, but some of these other locations, like, you know, Berkeley County, as an example, their median days on market has actually gone down. It went from 59 to 58, big whoop. Dorchester County went from 51 to 57, and Charleston County went from 50 to 54. So yeah, like a few more days on the market. But what's interesting to watch is, you know, we're still a little too early to see all this new inventory get absorbed, right, to actually sell. We're going to see a huge spike in inventory, I think, in the next 30 to 60 days. But if you go back and you just look at Berkeley County, Dorchester County, and Charleston County, for the sake of wrapping this all up, in Berkeley County, they've seen about a 4% increase in single-family home listings, but they've seen a 54% increase in condo and townhome listings. Closings are down 6%. The median sales price is basically flat. It's where it was. They're getting just a little bit less than they were last year when it talks about their percentage of original listing price received. And they're staying on the market for one day less, and the inventory really hasn't changed. In fact, it's gone down 5% in Berkeley County. Dorchester County is a different story, though. There's a lot of property on the market in Dorchester County. We've seen a 28% increase in inventory for sale in Dorchester County, which is why properties are now, like the days on market has increased by 12%, right? We're seeing more and more properties hit the market, and year to date, prices are actually down 2.3% in Dorchester County. So that's something to really keep a close eye on. And then lastly, Charleston County, where we have a lot of transactions. Closings are down about 4%. The number of homes for sale has increased 12% since this time last year. The days on market has gone up by 15%. And properties are, there's about an extra percent off the asking price that buyers are now able to get because of the increase in inventory and because of the slowdown in demand. right? We're just kind of hitting some of these natural price ceilings. But the one silver lining, good news, is affordability is improving, right? This is a combination of prices and interest rates in comparison to wages. And so our housing affordability index this time last year was at a 78, meaning people in our area only made 78% of what was necessary to qualify for the median priced home in that market, which last year was $418,000. Well, now that index has jumped up to 84. We haven't been in the 80s in quite a while, which means that prices and interest rates in relation to wages have become more favorable for buyers. You know, the drop in interest rates that we had equates to almost $30,000 in purchasing power. So if you'd like more information on your specific home's value, or you'd like to look at the market for some opportunity to buy or invest, or if you're an investor already and you've got some rental property you need to help with us managing your property for you, then reach out to us. Also get our guide. Just text the word report to 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065. Text the word report, and we'll send you that comprehensive home seller guide. And also check out our website, listingsincharleston.com. All right, guys, thanks for listening. You enjoy your weekend.
Join us for another edition of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show next Saturday morning at 9 and Sunday morning at 10. Find him online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or call him at 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065.